Good morning. My name is Quincy Faison with American Wealth, and today's session will be focused primarily on our phone system and our dialer operations, which is the lifeline of the American Wealth organization. Before you start your day, the first thing you're going to want to do is make sure that you are actually logged into our CRM system. To get out to our CRM system is very simple. You're going to come out to any browser. Preferably, you need to be using a Chrome browser. http://agent.american-wealth.com:/sugar-crm. That will take you out to this homepage. Everyone should have already received a user ID and password to the CRM system. At this point, you want to enter the information here, and I'll just put in my password. And you log in. So for the purpose of the dollar operation, we're going to stop here as it relates to the CRM system. We'll have another session that'll be solely dedicated to our CRM operations, but now I want to flip over to the dollar operations. Now you might ask, why did I log into the CRM system? That's because our dollar is fully integrated with our CRM system, as you will see once we get into placing some test calls. So we'll open up another browser. And we're going to, the URLs are very similar. So agent.american-wealth.com:8000/agent. And it now brings us into a login screen. What the system is asking us at this point is asking us to log into your phone. As you see here, I'm logged into my phone as Agent 101. So I need to tell the system where can it reach me. The way the dollar works, it establishes a conference connection with my agent phone, and once I'm logged in and I'm ready to start making calls, it will start connecting customers to that conference call. So actually a pretty nice feature. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to log on as Agent 101, put in the user ID and password that you were given. Everyone should have an agent password and a user ID, and we're going to log in. So now that the system knows what phone we're at, we're now going to log into the campaign that we want to start calling into. So we're going to put in the same information that we did earlier, and now we're going to select the campaign that we want to start working. Now when I hit submit, this is the stage that the system will actually reach out and call my cell phone to establish a connection. Very important that as soon as I hit submit, that you go ahead and you select this green icon so that you can take the call. So we'll submit. And we see that the dialer is now calling. We're the only person in the conference. We're now ready to start making calls. So let's just spend some time going over what are some of the icons on the screen. The center of the screen is the customer information that will be populated every time that the dialing system dials the next record. So you'll see the person you're trying to reach. Within Custom 1, you see the company name. And then if we have information about their 401k, by clicking on the forms, I can come see some additional data. I also want to keep it on my email templates because these are templates that will automatically go out based upon your selection at the end of each call. On the left-hand side, you notice here that we've got a pause and a resume. If I resume, it allows me to select the next number to dial. So I dial next number, the system will count down and actually start calling that number. The recording, every call within American Wealth is recorded for quality control purposes, so you don't have to worry about starting and stopping the recording icon. Webform 1 is our integration to our CRM system. So I mentioned earlier that we log into the CRM system primarily because of this integration. So when we have a record that's up underneath the customer information, if it turns out that this lead is going to be or has some interest, we're going to select the web form 1. It will bring up our CRM system and allow us to save that information. If at any given time you need to park the call, which is essentially putting the call on hold, you'll click the park call icon. If you need to transfer to a Paychex 401k representative or an internal American Wealth account executive, you can transfer the call. to that person and do a warm transfer and get a live person on the body that can talk in more detail about some of the products and services as it relates to 401k plans for small and mid-sized companies. Finally, on the left-hand side, you have the ability to hang up the customer. When a record's being dialed, you'll have the ability to look at the script that is tackled to this campaign. This script will kind of walk you through a conversational guide. Early on in your career, you'll probably use it more often than not, and as you get more comfortable, you'll use the script less and less. You have what we call hotkeys. Hotkeys essentially are the way that you can quickly disposition a call. So if I look at my hotkeys, it's only active if my mouse is hovered over here. When the call is done, I can simply hit 1 for answer machine, 2 for busy, 3 to schedule a call back, 4 for a lead generated, and then 5 a lead generated as a warm transfer. On the top hand right hand side, I've already shown you the different forms. The email templates are what you want the system to send out as per the disposition of the call. So if you want an intro email to go out, select that. When the call is actually disposed of, that email will go out. And there'll be multiple selections for you here, and everyone will have the content of what the email looks like so you can determine what email you want to send to the customer. One of the nice features of our dialing system is the ability to do what we call progressive dialing. That means that you're making over 100 calls per day. The last thing you want to do is leave 70 voicemails. So the system is actually set up. We've got 3 or 4 different voicemail templates already set up for you. So if you get voicemail, instead of leaving a 30 or 45-second message all day long, all you have to do is select what voicemail message you want to leave. And as soon as you hear the beep, all you need to do is hit the voicemail icon. It will continue to leave that record or leave the recording and allow you to move on to the next call. And we'll walk through that feature as we start making some test calls. We also have the ability to see what are your active callbacks. So here you notice that if you want to look at your active callbacks, you can simply click here and it will tell you exactly when you need to be calling a customer back based upon your schedule. Okay? Now let's actually start the calling process. So we'll go ahead and we'll say let's go back to the form and let's dial the next number. We see that it's going to call Quincy Faison. The system is now in a live call. We now have the answer messages below. So the customer answered the phone. And now we have several different things we can do here. We talked about the web form. By clicking web form 1, it now brings us into our CRM system and allows us to see the record, add some more information, and if this customer was interested, we can simply save this lead, and now that lead will be worked by account executives throughout the American Wealth organization. They will be alerted to a new lead, and then they will follow up with that and try to actually close that lead. If I want to close out that web form, I simply click web form 1, and I'm back to the information that I need to see. If I want to park the call, I simply click park call, and now the customer's hearing music while you're able to do other things. Maybe you want to try to get an account executive on the other line because the customer wants some additional information. You're able to just park that call. So I'll go here to park the call. If I want to transfer the call, I can put a number to call. I can dial that number with the customer. I can park the customer dial, or I can do a blind transfer. And here are a couple different ways in which I can leave a message. So if I was getting a voicemail, I can actually come here now and decide what voicemail I want to leave for the customer, and then go ahead and click the voicemail icon, and the call would be, the voicemail will be left for the customer, and I'm ready to go ahead and dial my next number. So I just dial next number, and the system is already dialing our next call. So here what we're going to do is we're going to just hang up with the customer. Let's say we had a conversation. We can hang up with the customer. Now we have our call dispositions. This actually tells us, what happened on this call. Was it an answer machine? Did we leave a voicemail? Was a customer busy and we need to call them back? Did we generate a lead? Was there no answer? Now, to select any of these, you want to double click. So for the purpose of this, let's say that we're going to call the customer back. They were in a meeting or busy. They want us to call them back tomorrow, which is the 29th at 10 o'clock. So we just go ahead and click call back. And now we can set the callback. So tomorrow's the 29th. We're going to call the customer back at 1 p.m. And give it a note as per the customer. Now, you can set this call back for anybody who's logged in, or if you want to be the one to take this call, you can say that this is going to be my callback, and you come in and click submit, and now you're ready to click dial the next number. So we'll go ahead and we'll hit dial the next number again. And oh, by the way, every time that we dial a customer, we're sending out an email if we have the email information. So just a little heads up there. Now we're going to look at our script. So let's go ahead and dial the next number. And now if we go to our script, a little error there, I did look at that. And we'll go ahead and answer that call. And once again, we'll see that if we want to do our hotkeys, we can simply come in and instead of hanging up with the customer and going to the disposition screen, I now can just simply hit the number 4 for leads generated, and I'm ready to move on to my next call, so I can dial the next number. So again, I dial the next number. I can click Web Form 1. In this scenario, I could talk to the customer. I found out more information about him, his title. He's the president. I can get a URL. I can have more information about this lead and opportunity. And then let's just say that we want to save this lead. We go ahead and the lead has been saved, and now I can hang up with the customer, and I can go ahead and classify this as a lead generated, and I'm ready to make my next call. So what you'll notice is the system is very user friendly, very easy to use. We will have more sessions that talk a little bit about certain features. So you can always get in touch with us at 954-233-2133, extension 8000 or extension 8017. For now, we'll go ahead and end this call. And once again, if you have further questions, you can reach out to us directly. So now I'll log out of the call. The system will kick me from the conference and hang up, and now I'm done.